Fighting games are full of iconic characters with amazing designs and awesome attacks. I mean, just look at Scorpion. This guy is an undead ninja who can fight using swords and hellfire. An awesome character like him will live on forever, but other fighting game characters aren't so lucky. Today, let's discuss the dumbest characters in Mortal Kombat history. And I'm not talking about their IQs. When I say dumb, I mean dumb designs. These characters look lame, their attacks are boring, and worst of all, they were meant to replace fan-favorite characters. Yeah, like I said, it's dumb. Please post which characters you think are the dumbest in the comments below, and then allow a quick word from today's sponsor. Have you heard of Boosteroid.com? I bet some of you have and some of you haven't. Boosteroid is one of the largest cloud gaming providers in the world available right now, with its crazy cross-device gaming capabilities in the USA, allowing you to experience high-quality 1080p and 60 frames per second in titles such as Fortnite, GTA 5, Call of Duty, and over 400 other games. And keep in mind, you can run these games on anything: your outdated PC, your Android, your iPhone, even a 10-year-old Mac. Boosteroid is providing a dedicated app for Android TV to transform your TV into a gaming console without needing to buy any expensive gaming devices. Literally all you need for Boosteroid.com is a simple subscription and a decent internet connection. After that, you can play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. No more hardware updates, no more file downloads, no more session time limits, no queues to join the servers, none of that stuff. Just instant access to your favorite games. Once again, I highly recommend Boosteroid.com, so check out their link in my description and start your subscription today. Whether you're a hardcore gamer or a more casual player, Boosteroid.com is perfect for everyone. First up, let's talk about Jarek, because this guy is literally Kano, but way more boring. And I'm not exaggerating, I'm not being hyperbolic. This guy literally stole Kano's attacks, but just looks dumber while doing them. In fact, even Jarek's lore is almost identical to Kano's. He's a Black Dragon member, and he's bad. The end. The only thing even remotely cool about Jarek is that he still has the laser eyes. In fact, he has two, almost like Superman. And even that doesn't make much sense because he clearly doesn't have the gear that Kano does. I'm assuming it's below the skin, but let's be honest, the graphics back then just couldn't render a 3D eye laser device, so Midway just lied and said, oh, it's beneath the skin. Now the good news is this character dies in the very first game he's introduced, and we never have to see him again until Armageddon. And that's only because Armageddon includes every character that was ever playable throughout Mortal Kombat history. However, there is one bright side to Jarek's existence, and that's his hilarious death.
The Black Dragon, live on!
The Black Dragon died with Kano. You're the last one, Jarek.
Never! What was all good?
And next up, let's talk about Mavado. This character looks cool at a glance, but that's absolutely all there is to him. If you dig any deeper at all, then you'll discover he's just Cabal, but without the really cool gear and without the super speed. Instead, he has these really dumb bungee cables that make a really goofy sound every time you use them. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's the only unique thing that Mavado has going for him. Once again, looks kind of cool from a distance, kind of seems like it's Cabal without the mask and gear, but nope, just like Jarek, he is a terrible excuse for a replacement. And to make things even worse, according to the lore in Deadly Alliance, he killed Cabal and then took his weapons. How disrespectful can game developers be? You did Cabal dirty. He's a fan favorite character. Why did you replace him in the first place? That was a massive mistake. And then to make things worse, you replaced him with a lamer character. No super speed? Are you kidding me? No gas blast? None of that? He just has bungee cables? What is this character? I'm glad he's gone. Alright, this next character is gonna get a lot of people mad at me in the comments section because somehow this character has a fan base. I have zero clue how it happened, but here we are, and his name is Reiko. Everything about this character is a watered down version of Shao Kahn. Everything from his attacks to his appearance and armor. And in Mortal Kombat 4 that wasn't a big deal because his ending seemed to imply that he might actually be Shao Kahn without his armor, or maybe a younger version of Shao Kahn, something cool like that. But it turns out every one of those theories is wrong because Reiko is just a general of Shao Kahn who looks very similar to him and stole some of his moves. Just like Reiko and Mavado, this guy just stole someone else's stuff and did it worse. He's like a Wish version of Shao Kahn. However, once again, he does have a fan base, and I'm definitely gonna get some heat in the comments section for saying he is a dumb character, but I stand by this statement. Reiko is dumb. If he comes back in a future game, fine, but please give him a new design and some unique attacks to make him more original. And now it's time to talk about Deception. exception. A lot of the new characters in this game are hated for their terrible designs and lack of originality. However, out of all of them, Kira takes the cake for being the most pointless character in the entire game. Literally every attack this woman uses is stolen from somebody else. She has the Kano ball, she has the poison kiss from Sonya Blade, nothing original. Once again, it's all stolen. And to make things worse, her design just sucks. She looks legit like a background character who would watch the characters fight as she just cheers in the distance. Oh wait, I forgot, she was turned into a background character for MK9. She's literally tied up in the background on Shao Kahn's stage. It looks like even NetherRealm agrees with me. Kira looks like a background character, straight up. Everything about her screams NPC, yet she is actually playable, although I doubt many players did play her. Once again, Kira has no reason to exist, and she's awful even by deception standards, and that's saying something. And it's about time to reveal the dumbest character in Mortal Kombat history, but first, here are some quick honorable mentions. First up, we have Mocap. Yeah, he looks kinda silly, and no fan ever asked to play as the motion capture character. However, keep in mind, Mocap is based on an actual developer at Midway who did the motion capture for the characters, which means the studio added their own coworker into the game to honor him, and that's just heartwarming, so he's gotta be an honorable mention. I can't call him dumb, it's such a sweet inclusion. Next up, we have Kentaro. This guy is Goro. He's a clone of Goro, but he's a bit more embellished. He has exaggerated armor with giant spikes on it, and then he has tiger stripes to give him more color, so he's just Goro, but they spiced him up a bit. Kentaro is an in-your-face rehash. However, even so, he does have a fan base, and even crazier still, at one point he was more popular than Goro, simply because he looks better. He just has more going for him. And he also has a flamethrower for a mouth, which I bet made him more popular too. The guy is literally a dragon. He can breathe fire. That's pretty sick. In the original games, Goro could not do that. He just punched you, he threw you, and he had this weird green fireball from his fist, but he couldn't breathe fire like Kentaro, which is way cooler. Even though Kentaro is a blatant clone of Goro, I gotta give it to him for being so popular. That's why he's an honorable mention. And next up, we have 3 for 1. Draman, Moloch, and Meat. All 3 of these characters have cool designs, and I think they could work. The only issue is the developers gave them really boring attacks, but I think if you brought them back and gave them cool moves and a unique playstyle, they could work really well in a future Mortal Kombat game. And while you're at it, if you have the time, try and give them a cool personality and a minor role in the story. Don't just have them be jobbers. I think that could also help a lot. Because once again, they already look cool, and in a fighting game, that's half the battle. Just give them cool moves and you're good to go. Please bring one of them back or all of them in a future Mortal Kombat game. I think they could work. And now finally, it's time for the dumbest character in Mortal Kombat history, and I'm sure plenty of you watching already know who it is. His name is Su Hao. Not only is this character hated by a majority of the fan base, but he's even hated by the developers. There's hatred coming from both ends. That's rare for any fictional character. Usually it's only one or the other, like D'Vorah. She's hated by the fans, but the creators clearly love her because she's in every game and she keeps killing off main characters, even in the movies. And then on the flip side, you have characters like Kung Lao, who are adored by the players, but clearly hated by the developers because he's killed in every single game and even in the movies, so it's clear somebody at NetherRealm hates him. However, once again, Su Hao is being attacked from both sides. He is hated by the fans and by the developers. And I'm not joking, one developer actually said that he hates Su Hao came back in a future game. He wanted him to stay in Deadly Alliance and just never come back and stay a one-off character. So once again, the developers hate him just as much as the fans, which is likely why he's died so many times in the games, the comics, and so on. When it comes to gameplay and lore, Su Hao is once again another Kano. I have no idea why so many characters are copying Kano, but Su Hao is one of them. However, Su Hao is worse because he's a retcon that did Kano dirty. According to Deadly Alliance, Kano stole the technology from Su Hao. That's right, this new character that nobody likes, we're supposed to praise him for making Kano's technology. Yeah, I don't know who at Midway thought that was a good idea, but what a horrible retcon, and we hate the character too, so I'm glad that retcon is gone. To my knowledge, Kano is once again the person who made the technology used for his eye laser and other things of that nature. I won't lie to you though, as hated as Su Hao is by pretty much everybody, I kinda want him to come back in a future game just to see if he can be redeemed, because that would be absolutely incredible to take a character so hated and make players actually like him due to his gameplay and cool attacks and maybe an interesting role in the story. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I want to see if it can be done. If he doesn't come back, that's completely fine, and that's what I expect to happen, but if he does return, how ridiculous would that be? Alright, and there you have it everyone, the dumbest characters in Mortal Kombat history. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below because it does help my channel out a ton, and it also ensures these dumb characters never come back. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.